Okay, so you've gotten your homestead check and it was yellow or it was red and it said you have low market value. Oh no. What are we going to do about it? Why should we care about this? Why should we want to spend our time and effort to fix this situation? I want to give you a quick overview of why. The reason is because of the term homestead savings. Homestead savings you can think about as a bank account that when you move to Florida, you start accruing money in that bank account and it grows over time. The most homestead savings that you can have is $500,000. What that means is if you eventually get to that goal of your bank account of homestead savings having $500,000 in it, that equates to you paying about $10,000 a year less in property taxes. Now, not all of us will get to the $500,000, but you may get to $100,000. That equates to about $2,000 a year in property taxes. You may get to $300,000, that equates to about $6,000 a year. So as you can see, these are pretty big numbers. So how does it work? How do I use this bank account? How's it going to help me while I continue to live in Florida? Well, it's pretty simple. When you live in a home in Florida that you've filed homestead on, the assessed value, the value on which you pay your taxes, can only go up a maximum of 3% a year. If the consumer price index is lower than that, which it has been for a really long time, then the most it can go up is CPI. So as the years go by, the assessed value of your house is barely going to change. It's basically going to be a flat line. Now, why do we buy a house in Florida? Well, we've got palm trees and beaches and all these wonderful things, but hopefully we also think that it's going to be a good investment. And what it means when we say we hope our home's going to be a good investment is we're hoping that the value of our home is going to go up over time. And the value of our home, what we could sell it for, is what we call market value. And your homestead savings are defined by the difference between your market value and your assessed value. Remember I told you that your assessed value cannot really go up much at all each year, 3% maximum, so it's basically going to stay the same. But hopefully as the years go by after you buy your home, your market value goes up. And the difference between those two is what we call your homestead savings. Now you've lived in your home, you've been there 5, 10, 15 years, however long it is, and you hopefully have some homestead savings. Well, notice that if your market value is higher, you have more homestead savings. If your market value is lower, you have less homestead savings. So when we have noticed that you have a low market value condition, what it means is you have less of a difference and you have less homestead savings. Why do you care? You care because if you sell your home and you move to another home in Florida, you get to take those homestead savings with you to your new home. And however much you take is going to determine how much you're going to pay in property taxes for the rest of your life that you live in Florida. So for example, if you've accrued $100,000 in homestead savings and you sell your home and move to another home in Florida and you take that $100,000 with you, that's going to be $2,000 a year roughly less that you're going to be paying in property taxes for the rest of your days in that home. And as we said earlier, it can be as much as $500,000. So you may be sitting here going, yeah, but I'm never going to sell my home, I'm never going to move. Fine. If you know that for sure, then don't worry about it. But if you're like most of us, you don't know if you're going to be selling your home. Something may happen that you have to move. You get transferred on your job, or there's something that changes with your family and you have to move. And then you're going to be really glad that you have those homestead savings to bring with you. If you let your market value be too low, which is a common thing that we see, unfortunately, then you are cheating yourself out of those homestead savings that you could take to your new home. So what's the perfect strategy for maximizing your homestead savings in Florida? Well, it's when you buy your house and that initial assessment is made on January 1st. You hope it's as low as it can be because that's what your taxes are based off of, is that initial January 1st assessment following when you purchased your home. And then you hope that as the years go by, that market value increases, and in an ideal world, the year before you sold your house, you would make sure that you got your market value adjusted to be as high as it possibly could be so that you maximize your homestead savings. But the problem is most of us don't know when we're going to be selling our home. And so it's a little dangerous to wait until the year before because you may not know what the year before is. It's a better practice to just make sure every year that your market value is correct. If you sign up for homestead monitoring, we'll do this for you automatically, or you can remember to run a homestead check every year. But we've identified that you have low market value. It can involve as much as $10,000 a year that you have to pay in property taxes for the rest of your life. So this is a big deal. It's something that we need to get fixed.